Jago Beats.
Sometimes, what can a man do? Sometimes, the way I feel. Sometimes, what can a man do? Sometimes.
My name is Max Oliveira. I'm born in Portugal, and I'm dancing since I was like 5 or 6 years old. I'm now on my 30s, so I've been dancing for almost, 30 years, and I'm a heartaholic more than a danceaholic. I started to dance because I wanted to dance like Michael Jackson when I was really like a kid. My mom, she didn't knew where to put me learning, so she put me in a ballet studio. So I started to learn ballet and classical dance. So from there I went to modern and contemporary dance, and then I had to quit because I felt pressured by the other kids, because I was born downtown in one of the roughest areas of my city, and all the kids were messing around with me. I came home with a black eye and I was like fighting all days because I was the ballerina, you know, so I couldn't stand it. I quit dancing when I was like around 11 and I started fighting. So I dedicated my life to fighting from my 11 to my 18 with the Vietnamese art, Viet Vo Dao, and kickboxing. I went to Spain when I was around 18 to study, and I went to this fighting club. And I was really into fighting. I wanted to fight all my life till I met with one of my best friends, Martin, bboying in a fashion show. Then I started practicing with all the b-boys. And suddenly I found out I had this love for bboying. I came back to Portugal when I was around 20 years old, and Max met Mix, and Mix met Max, and we had the same ideals. We brought b-boy Cujo, which was one of our idols. We brought him from California in 2003, and he taught us the concept of momentum. The way the movement starts and never stops. And he said, why don't you guys start a crew? And we said, we are only 2. And he said, all you need is 2 guys to start a crew. So we started the momentum crew. So we didn't really knew where things were going. And we started because we just wanted to practice and have fun dancing b-boying. From that time, things have changed. I cannot forget a lot of names that passed through this time. Julnaco, he was one of the important guys in b-boying at the time here with Galen Roots. Also, some guys that were not directly connected to b-boying, but they created openings and they created chances for me, especially Manel Lasanha from Agra Club when I directed this club. Thinking about 2004, I went to LA. I went to the B-Boy Summit, the 10th edition, to represent Portugal. Was a really like a big school for me. I came back to Portugal. I started developing the Euro Battle, which I wrote on an A4 paper on the airplane when I came here, and I brought this paper to Nuno Eusébio. That suddenly gave me the chance to produce in a big scale what is my baby Euro Battle. And it stayed till the days of today, 11 years, making the biggest urban dance event, one of the biggest in the world and the biggest in Portugal. We got 2006, we built our own studio. Nuno once more gave us the chance to have our own space, which was an old warehouse. We practiced in the winter. We had to practice with like winter jackets, you know, but it was already, you know, a blessing to have this place. And we practiced hard, and we got the results. The results start coming with the great b-boys that came in the crew, Jump, Pedro, and later on Laguet, Diogo, Ivo, Magic, all these guys. They all had the same focus. Like, we don't practice to become second place, we practice to win. So From 2007 till now, the competition results have been like crazy. Honestly, I cannot precise how many international titles we won, like European and world titles. We are now in 2014, we have Red Bull athletes, people representing at the Red Bull BC1. We got the World B-Boy Gala being done at the casino. And by competitions now, we have a goal, which is battling on the biggest crew versus crew events. Maybe for a few more years. We are not that focused now in the battles, in the competitions. We are now focused in maintaining a b-boy professional life, and that brings us to the other side, the artistic side. I always say a b-boy and the dancer is not about the titles. Nobody remembers you for what you win, but people will remember you for what you bring in the art, for what you represent when you do it. So I guess Momentum Crew brought a certain different flavor to the dance floor, to the way people got to see b-boy. From samba that came from favela, from salsa that came from the streets of Cuba, tango came from the streets of Argentina, and all these dances now are dancing on the best places on the planet. So it's time for b-boying to do the same. And that's what we did. We opened the path. We opened the path to achieve, through struggling, through winning, like that people do respect our art form. When we decided that we had this way, the artistic way, nobody would open us place on big theaters, on big spots to dance, so we had to show ourselves. So we decided to participate on the Portugal's Got Talent TV show back in the days in 2009. We went to the big final, which we got one of the very first places. That was when we met Ricardo Paes. Ricardo Paes was one of the judges, and he invited us to do Almada Nada. It was a hell of a great experience we did last year. Universities in Portugal started to invite me to teach contemporary dance, urban dancing. So I teach the Escola Superior de Dança de Lisboa, in Lisbon. I now teach in Escola Superior Artística do Porto, sometimes with the classes of Isabel Barros, another name that supports us with ballet teatro. Was recently invited to Instituto Superior da Maia for a dance conference, and then started to be invited all over to teach workshops and to show the kids how to get there. Sometimes it's not enough it's not enough to dance, and it's not enough to dance good, and it's not enough to understand everything. Sometimes you need people. You need institutions, you need companies to bet on you, to bet on your quality art that you're doing. And nowadays, from maybe the last 2 years, I got invited to produce the new shows, which was Portugal, Tribal Dreams, Exotic Dreams, João Pedro from Casino Solverde. All administration, Familia Violas, they believed us, you know, they put us on stage to give the next step, the evolution of what was being doing on the stages. So here we are, and we really do appreciate what you did for us. Recently I was in Macau, China, and I got these good invitations to produce for Asia. I'm now producing for Angola, also a nice new concept related to b-boying. And things do not stop. Maybe new things will come out with the universities too, and suddenly I see myself living my dream, which is dancing, and all connected to dance. This brought to new steps, the enterprise steps, the company steps, which I was not expecting. So suddenly I had to set a bigger structure for our store, for the dance studio, for the Max Momentum company, which now has over 50 artists working with singers and dancers and circus artists, and you know, we set up a different cast to build new recreation or artistic piece of art. I'm very connected to my father and mother. I didn't born on a wealthy family that gave me all. Yes, I did have this struggling, bam, boom, we had no money, we had not a big house, not a lot of cars, not a lot of this, not a lot of that, but I had love. I had love and support, and that's been rich. That's been really rich. So I'm so happy and I'm so thankful for all they did for me. You know, I'm now ready to give them back. And also with my crew, my family, so they gave me love, so I'm gonna give love back to them too. I think one of the biggest sentences that follows me everywhere is like, do not judge people for where they stand right now if you don't know what they've passed through to be there, you know. So people look at me now and they think, oh, my life was like this. Was not. And there was times I wanted to quit. There was times I wanted to drop my sneakers and say, I'm ready for another life, because b-boying sometimes and dancing, it's not the easiest option. So yeah, I do remember, especially the year 2006, I broke bones on my foot and I got fat and life was all upside down, you know, and I wanted to quit. I really wanted to quit. I was like, I'm not ready for this. I'm a whack dancer. I'm not that great. There's people improving faster than me. A lot of people have been like making fun because I've danced and did a lot of things in the past that is not like the actual correct b-boying that has all the foundation and all the valid art form behind and all the, you know, the good shape and the good touch of the floor. You know, that's when your crew comes in. That's when your brothers comes in and they push you up and they say, hey, stand up, go forward. And you know, I do remember in Salamanca, we had this battle. And I remember they put me in the between of these top guys in the crew, and I was not ready. And they said, no matter what, you're coming, and we don't mind to lose with you. And you know what? We did this battle and we lost in first round. But we lost happy because we battled together. Take that in your head because it's really important. It's better to lose with yours than win with the others. Be real friends. Because I will never forget that all my life. Another thing is that I'm not gonna open that to everybody, but I had losses. People passed away, people I love. You know, and if some of those people didn't pass away, if some of those stuff didn't happen in my life, I would probably not be doing what I'm doing. I will probably just be someone that has danced a little bit b-boying in his life, blah, blah, blah. But no, I became married to this art form. I became connected, a link for life, because life wanted it to happen that way. So I took it. Sometimes life is opening ways to you, but you just don't see or you don't want to take it. Take them, you know. Usually I'm always smiling and being grateful. There's always something to be grateful for, and that's a good way to, you know, to go up. It's not like, you know, guys, it's not about the times you fall, but it's about the times you can stand up from the times you fall. So to all the young kids, to everybody that is starting this artistic way of living, you know, iron has three important words: focus, force, and faith. You know, I believe that that's the secret, you know, focus, force, and faith. Believe, and you will do it. If you don't believe, you will never do it. Yeah.